and welcome then to qualifying number 19, penultimate round of the Craftsman Cup Series. Another 15 minutes then on the clock, and it looks like it's going to be Cool Diva that's going to be heading out onto the track first. Don't forget the cars will not be using the restrictor plates for qualifying, but will do in the race, because we also had that the restrictor plate package for this race back early on in the season, in which Zachary Fitzwater won. So here out then goes Cool Diva. And Cool Diva then the winner at Talladega. Looks like he's going to be the first one that is going to get his time. That will put him on pole position right now. Cool Diva sit 23rd in the point standings, just 3 points adrift off of RG Bishop, who is the best placed Hendrick Motorsports driver. And there is Richard Johnson, who's 41st in the championship. Safe to say it's not been a great season for Richard, but here comes Cole across the line. And obviously he will get quicker, 27.065. And they are reaching speeds of about over 200 miles an hour. So qualifying, we are going to see speeds of over 200 miles an hour. Now let's have a look then. There is Dylan Poteet, who is sitting third in the championship. Just about 58 points behind the leader, Carson Gums, which there he is out there now, as well as his teammate Danny Wells. We will talk about that team during qualifying, but Dylan Poteet driving the Polaroids Pontiac, the blue and white one. And he will cross the line, and 27.163, he will still definitely go quicker. Stephen Colon heading out to the track. And there is Nathan Hudson, and about to pass Matt McIntyre, has just come out into the pit lane. Christian Martin, who finished second here when we raced at Atlanta back early on in the season, just battling here with Daniel Boyles and James Qualls. As there is Fitzwater heading out to the track as well with Dylan Young and Kyle Matthews as well. Brandon Ross, I think the last time we're going to be seeing that livery compete in the race here for Brandon, driving the Taz car. Levi McIntyre, he's won the race, and we've got some free wide already with Wes McCall, Cody Lammers and Noah Cars. And Andy McCrory's going to head out onto the track, and just ahead of him is Ry Hayden, who is in the top 10 in the championship. He's got the Rotozip Ford. And there is Nathan Allman battling with Joshua Collard and Seth Cole. Those two have won races. Nathan Allman hasn't. His best place of the season was a second at Daytona, all the way back at round 1, the season opener. And he is, that's the closest he's actually got to a victory, unfortunately, for Nathan. As there is Sam Oskin. He's got a win to his name. Ahead of him is Nico Ketchum, who nearly won at Papyrus, and it was the guy that behind him that spoiled the chances of Nico Ketchum winning that race. Again, Nico said when I was speaking to Nico, it says it still haunts him because that was the best chance he could have got with that victory. He is a road course ringer, I must admit, Nico. We did have a strong outing too at Old Spice. But now Sam actually pulls into the pit lane. Richard Johnson into the pits. Here's Jamie Smith. And Jamie Smith is running 16th in the points. Currently the second slowest time out on track. Trek Torger there too. Feeling a little bit better now. And there is RJ Bishop pushing Nick Gunther. So far RJ is 30th. Nick Gunther 39th. And Nick Gunther has fallen down to the points down in 24th place there, when he was actually fighting for the top 10 spot a couple of weeks ago. But he's had some two disappointing races. He retired in Texas and finished 33rd at Homestead, so that made him down to 24th in the points. Matt McLean, the winner from last week, has actually put himself back into the top 10. And actually, this is quite an amazing fact here that I've just noticed there. He is the best placed Chevrolet in the championship, and he's just in 10th position. It's pretty much been dominated by Fords, I'll tell you that right now, because the other driver that's in the championship contention, Dylan Poteet, is driving a Pontiac. He's the best placed Pontiac. And the other top 10 spots are filled in by Ford drivers. He's not one of them, as well as Chris Summers. This guy is. Now, I do want to talk about Roush Racing, because Jack Roush, oh, wow. Wow, Chris Summers timed that perfect. As well, we won't see Diego Spina. He's running 31st at the minute. No Hartles goes into the pits. Jesse Turner, who just missed out on a week ago by taking the victory at Homestead, just narrowly missing out. Charles Sanford. There's Carson Gum and Danny Wells. Right, let's talk about them. So, if I'm Jack Roush, I'd be absolutely loving the fact that I've got 4 teammates. You know, I've got 4 of my drivers that are sitting in the top 10. And 3 of them are in the top 4. Carson Gum leads the championship coming to this round, followed by Danny Wells, and Nathan Hudson is 4th in the championship. And Diego Spina, we seen not too long ago, he's 9th in the championship. Now, I know in Formula 1 they have team orders there, but when it comes to the final round at St. Joltis, what do you have to do? You know, they're not going to be team orders there. It's just every man for himself. But it must be a massive headache for the Cat in the Hat to actually realise he's got 4 drivers legitimately that can win this championship. Danny's qualifying has been actually quite good. 3rd at Homestead a week ago. 2 weeks ago, started 8th at Texas. 18th at Talladega. That was a bit iffy though from Danny. He did go on to finish 13th at Talladega 2 weeks ago. Old Spice, he was 6th. Kentucky, he was 6th. Michigan, he was 7th. Yeah, so qualifying has been actually very, very good. As there's smoke there. And who is that then? Who could that be? Is that Ry Hayden? Has he got damage? I think Ry Hayden may have some damage. Yes, the back has caved in. So Ry Hayden has had a problem. Quickly riding on board there with Charles Sanford. There he is. Charles sitting the 2nd fastest time. So I'm probably suggesting that one of these drivers that are ahead of him does have pole position. So we'll have a look at a replay to see what happened to Ry Hayden as we look at Brand Tedesco sitting in 12th place. He's only just come out of the pit lane because you've seen his last lap. There was a 2:24. Jeremy Tarkos, he even led the championship at one point, but he's now down to 7th in the driver's standing. Still got a shot, but he needs a good finish and some of the other drivers that are ahead of him to slip up so he can actually be fighting for the championship finale at St. Joltis next week. And that's going to go right down to the wire. Mike McIntyre is still there. There's Kyle Matthews and Zachary Fitzwater. We mentioned Zachary, winning at this track early on in the season. So far, Zachary is sitting in 5th place. And Jessica Shelton, she is currently running 28th. Wes McCall in the pits, he's 25th, as well as Jesse Turner. That is Michael Norman, and Charles Sanford decides to come into the pits as well. There's a car behind Michael, but I can't see who that is, though, unfortunately. There's then Matt McLean, followed by Stefan Papiez. Papiez is 17th, and Chris Summers ahead. He's gone 11th place now. Well, they've just did the little switcheroo. Not really going to help themselves, really, aren't they? Dylan Young, good couple of outings, actually, for Dylan. 15th at Texas and a 5th place at Homestead. It's put him 15th in the driver's standings now. And so far, the Penske driver sitting in 14th place. No sign of his teammate just yet, as there's a big gang of cars here. There's Christian Martin, my apologies. And he sits 3rd for the guy who finished in 2nd place. I think he's actually coming into the pits. Indeed, he is. So, yep, into the pits. Out go James Qualls. He's just there. 6th place for him. And he sits in 6th in the driver's standings. 2 points off Nathan Hudson. And he sits 84 points adrift from the championship leader. Yeah, so we're going to be seeing like a whole load of drivers in contention here to win the championship here. As there's a big pack of cars here, which includes RJ Bishop, Anthony McCrory, Levi McIntyre, Daniel Boyles, and Brandon Ross. 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go left on qualifying. Cody Lama, unfortunately, by himself, so he's not going to go faster. Neither is Diego Ospina. He's sitting in 34th place. And there's his teammate, Nico Ketchum, with Nathan Ormond. There's a few cars in the pits. Christian Martin is in. You can see bottom of your screen. Followed by Papier, Seth Cole, Noah Cars, and Danny Wells. Oh, wow, look at this gaggle of cars here behind. They're actually doing an actual NASCAR race here. Look at this. I bet you these drivers are actually enjoying this. I bet they are. McIntyre down low on Michael Norman, who's last in the points. He has improved his time, 26.379 for the Team Motorsports driver. 3 minutes to go on the clock, sits 27th. And you've got Jeremy Tackles and Nathan Hudson side by side with Grant Tedesco, Stephen Cole on. Wes McCall and the championship leader, Carson Gum, behind it all. There's Ry Hayden, who's back out onto the track. He's into the spare car, if you will, after the accident he had early on in the qualifying session. We will have a look at that to see how Ry managed to pick up damage as he tries to go around the outside of Zachary Fitzwater. So far, Ry is sitting in 9th place. Ry, who is a winner this season, battling with Zachary. And now Kyle Matthews hits hard into the wall. That was a big hit for Kyle Matthews. And he tours his way into the pit lane to get into the spare car. That was a nasty hit from Kyle. Just hope he is okay there, but that was a nasty knock. Really big impact with the wall. I'm glad we got those safer barriers at this track as well. Sam Oskin comes out, nearly gets into the 24. Maybe nearly adding a bit of insult to injury there with that there. Jamie Smith here we're looking at. Yeah, still no improvement from Jamie. 41st fastest for him. Ahead of him, Nick Gunther is 40th fastest. And Richard Johnson 38th and Matt McLean 32nd. Chris Summers then down to P12. As we've got 90 seconds to go until the end of qualifying. Noah Hart and Dylan Young are side by side. Noah is 4th quickest and Dylan Young is 15th, the man who is 15th in the points. We'll go back to this packed gaggle of cars here again. It looks like Kyle Matthews' car is sort of fixed. Don't have a clue who is on the pole position. Nathan Orman is now falling down to 25. 25 car then starting provisionally at 25th position. Could go a little bit quicker possibly, but we are now down to the last minutes of this qualifying session. And there's Danny Wells, 2nd in the championship. He's got his teammate Nico Ketchum. Looks like he's trying to make a pass on Joshua Collard, but does not do that. Little quick dab on the brakes there too. I don't think Kyle Matthews is going to have time to do another lap then. Noah Cars, he was in the top 10, but he's fallen out of the top 10 with his bad 2 finishes. 35th at Texas and 40th at Homestead. It's put him outside the top 10 when he was battling really for the top 5 in the driver's standings, but he's, like I said, he's fallen out of it. 6 seconds to go, so Noah Cars will do another time in. These drivers will do another time in. Christian Martin, on the other hand, probably might not. And he sits third now, Christian. Steph Cole and Stefan Papiez and Diego Ospina. I think they just don't have enough time to do another lap. As well as these guys right here, RJ Bishop and Cody Lammers and Levi and Daniel, Brandon and Anthony McCrory. And Jessica Shelton now goes into the pit lane. Rai Hayden goes out and Carson Gum as well. But there is really no point because qualifying is pretty much over. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause it right now and we're going to see what happened to Rai Hayden that made them have that incident going into turn 3. So this is what happened with Rai Hayden. I think he was just going to get into turn 3. I don't know if he was actually going to come into the pits. I don't know. But he just turns the sharp left and goes into Cody Lammers. I don't even think that's Cody Lammers at all. Anyway, he gets into Wes McCall too. He hits the outside wall. But the 75 car is going for a spin. And that was how it was all happening there. Levi McIntyre just avoids the apron. Oh, he's going to slide down right in front of a pack of cars. They all just get through it. And then he gets going again. And he might be okay. Oh, Jessica Shelton, Kyle Matthews and Zachary Fitzwater all go through perfectly fine. So that's what happened to Rai Hayden. And to me, that was basically Rai's fault. He just turned down on Cody. Nothing that Cody could have done there. I mean, we're watching this live when this happened with Kyle Matthews. And this is just a carbon copy of what Rai Hayden did. And Rai was right behind this when this all folded. It's just a carbon copy of what Rai did on Cody Lammers. I just can't describe how hard of a hit that was there. I'm just actually amazed the engine did not break. But yeah, that was a pretty hefty hit with the outside retaining wall for Kyle Matthews. And like I said, thank God we have these safer barriers because that could have been a lot worse if he didn't have the safer barrier. Anyway, he pulls off into the pits there, out of harm's way. Just didn't really get enough time to go out and do another couple of laps there with the spare car. But anyway, we'll see where Kyle will actually end up when we will get back to the action and to see where they all are. Right then, so we are back and let's have a look then. Who is going to start on pole for the 19th round here at Atlanta Motor Speedway? It is Danny Wells. Danny Wells continuing his really good qualifying. And it's his first pole of the season as well for the Roush Racing driver. He will start on the pole, second in the championship as well. And he'll be alongside the Daytona 500 winner in Charles Sanford. Christian Martin, he finished second in Atlanta the last time we were here. And he's going to be starting on the inside of row 2 alongside him, Noah Hart. Zachary Fitzwater, the winner here, will start 5th. And James Qualls, he's sitting 6th in the championship and he's starting 6th tomorrow night. Daniel Voiles in 7th place. RJ Bishop in 8th place. The championship leader, Carson Gum, will start in 9th. And his teammate and 4th in the driver's standings, Nathan Hudson, completing the top 10. Sama Oskin 11th. Chris Summers 12th. Seth Cole in 13th place alongside Brand Tedesco. Dylan Young will start in 15th alongside Matt McIntyre, Anthony McCrory, Stefan Papiez, Rai Hayden, who's in the top 10 of the championship, and Brandon Ross completing the top 20. Noah Cars and Cody Lammers, 21st and 22nd. Jeremy Taco, 7th in the points. He will start in the middle of the field in 23rd place. And he'll be alongside Joshua Collard. Nathan Allman, car 25, will start position 25. And he'll be alongside Stephen Colon. Michael Norman, last in the points, 27 for him. And Wes McCall will be starting in 28th place. We go down now to 29 to 42, and we see Kyle Matthews, who did take that big hit on the outside wall. And he's going to start 29th alongside Nico Ketchum. Jessica Shelton, Matt McLean, 10th in the points. He will start 32nd. Jesse Turner, Dylan Pulte, a lot of work for him to do, sitting 3rd in the championship. He will start 34th. Diego Ospina is a row behind him alongside Cole Diva. Ospina sitting 9th in the points, and he's going to start even lower down through the field. He's going to start 36th. Trent Dunham and Richard Johnson, 37th, 38th. Levi McIntyre and Nick Gunther on row 20, and on the final row, Jamie Smith and Trek Torga for the Haas Carter Motorsports team. So that is it. That is round 19 complete. Danny Wells will take the pole for tomorrow night's race. It's going to be promising to be quite a thrilling race. I can assure you that. It was like that in the race. It probably could be a lot more better. We just have to wait and find out tomorrow. And until then, give this qualifying a like. I'll probably put the Discord group in the description. I don't know. But anyway, we'll see you again tomorrow night for the race itself.